Alright guys, so now we're going to start working on the rear end of this thing. When I measured it the other night, I thought this was going to be 24 inches across, but it's not. From the edge, from the top of the bolt that I welded to this top of the bolt that I welded on here, that is 23 and 1/4. So I took a piece of steel, piece of 1 inch by 1 inch, 0.095 wall thickness, and cut that to 23 and 1/4. And now I'm going to weld on this bolt, and then weld the other bolt on. You hear my fire in the background crackling. Alright, so I got the other one welded on and found the center of it marked in the center of this bar, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld here, and then do the same thing on the bottom, and then start looking for some plating. Okay, now this panel that I have here is a panel that I put a sign on my truck, and I don't use it anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cleave off 1 1/4 inches and then come down 2 inches. I'm going to take that material off there because it's going to fit right in there, come up and over, and then up and over. Yep. Okay, so I got the wheels on, and I've been estimating where I want to be putting the handles. I was going to put the plating on next, but I decided not to. So what I did is I measured up 7 inches, and then I cut 2 pieces of round tubing at 30 inches long, and that seems like a pretty decent length. So now I'm going to be putting on 2 pieces of scrap angle iron that will get welded. I'll weld these on, and then they'll be welded onto the sides, and then I'll be putting bracing in. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Alright guys, well, it's a little late right now for me to cut any more steel, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till tomorrow, and I'm going to put some bracing coming down on both sides, and then probably notch out the paneling so the paneling will be like that, you know, go onto the floor. And then I'll probably start working on the steering or the seat area. Not too sure yet, but I want to get the rear end all done so I don't have to really worry about that. Alright guys, well today, it's the next day, and it's nighttime. I was so swamped with so much other stuff going on today, I didn't have really a chance to get out here and do anything. But I did cut the support bars going down, so they'll have support this way. I'll have to do something going crossways. I might do it up here though, not really too sure yet. Measured out the plate, and I'm going to have to cut that section off and this section off so the plate will fit down inside here. It should cover up about up to there. That's enough foot room right there. So yeah, so we're just kind of plugging away at it. Had a lot of stuff going on today. You ever have those days where just nothing ever goes right? Boy, I can associate days like that with a few of my exes. Yeah, so I'm going to plug away at this. Okay, now I've had a few people ask me about my videos, what software I use and editing and that sort of thing. The primary program that I use is Windows Movie Maker. That's the primary program that I use. I also use Sony Vegas Pro 10, and I'm kind of studying that one up here and there. There's some stuff that's just so beyond what I've been doing, and to take the jump from Windows Movie Maker over to Sony Vegas to a professional editing software, that's kind of a big jump right there. So I'm kind of
learning little stuff here and there. Some of you guys have seen some of the stuff that I've done with Sony Vegas, where I do the split screen and stuff at the end of my videos. That's Sony Vegas. So, and the camera that I use is a Canon. It is a 9 megapixel PowerShot SX110IS. That's the kind of camera that I use. If you're going to be uploading on a regular basis, or upload whenever you can, or make it an actual thing, the first thing that you want to focus on is your video quality. How good is the video? You don't really want to start, you don't want to be doing videos with your phone unless it's really great quality. You don't want to be doing videos with something that's going to be too pixely, because I do it, and a lot of people do it too. When you're going around on YouTube and you're searching for videos and you come across something, the thumbnail looks pretty cool, and you click on it to watch it, and the whole thing is just way too pixely. Okay, now another thing is audio quality. Audio quality, you've seen videos on here where somebody's recording something and their voice doesn't match with what you're watching. There's a little delay time there. That's another thing that's part of your production. Another thing is when it comes to looking for a camera that you want to use, most of the time the $200 or $300 range cameras normally are pretty decent. My camera here has 10x optical zoom, and tip it forward so I can see it. It says, well, it also has image stabilization on it too, and that's really nice. So when I'm carrying the thing around, it's not so damn jerky all the time. Let's see what else. Oh, another thing is getting a camera that, if you're going to be doing like engine repair or anything like that, getting a camera that has macro. That's a setting in the camera that causes that you can set it and you can get real close to something. You ever notice how some videos people put up and they can get really close to their carburetor or whatever and show little linkages and stuff? I think Donnie Boy 73 has a type of camera that can do that kind of stuff, where you can get really, really close. This camera can do it too, because I've done it on a lot of my videos. But that setting is called macro, and you can get really close. On standard setting, if I were to get really close, it starts to blur up. But when you set your camera over to macro, that's where you can get really close to those carburetor linkages, or a cracked head on a block, or whatever. You want to make sure that your camera has that kind of setting to it if you're going to be doing close-up shots. Kip K uses macro settings on his cameras quite often, because he'll mount his camera up down on a table, and then as he's talking things through, you can see that sometimes he gets really close in some of his videos. So that's the setting that's on a camera when you want to get really close. Okay guys, that's pretty much what I did today. Hopefully I answered a few questions on cameras and doing video. If you want to start doing videos here on YouTube, the first thing you want to focus on is your video quality. Doing an intro and an outro like what I do, that comes later. Once you've got it down pat, your editing down pat, and you can throw an entire 10-minute video together in half an hour to 45 minutes and have it completely done, then you start working on extra stuff like special effects or that sort of thing. You want to get your cut. You cut things out of your video that you don't want people to see, or stupid, or whatever, just stuff that you just don't want in there. You get your editing down pat, get a good camera, and start that way. There you go. Alright, well, I'm going to get on out of here, guys, because I got to do some stuff in the house here, so see ya.